The work it takes for a pitcher to get back to the level of being a pitcher that it all works for is a mighty challenge. There will be days with success and steps forward in the progression. In between, there will be rough days that don't reach expectations. The work continues for Roy Halladay tonight. The results lay just ahead. The longest 9-inning game of the year last night, time-wise, then translates into the best day of the year weather-wise. It's the final game of this 3-game series between the Phils and the Washington Nationals. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy along with Chris Wheeler. Tonight we got a pretty good pitching matchup on paper. We say that a lot during the course of a season. Sometimes we get those matchups, sometimes we don't. But tonight you've got Roy Halladay against Jordan Zimmermann.
Yeah, veteran against a real young pitcher who's very, very good, Jordan Zimmermann. Roy Halladay, Tom, he's still a work in progress. Everybody knows that. As Ryan Sandberg talked about him tonight, he said, some people think he shouldn't even be pitching right now, that he's come back in a hurry and he's trying to get going. And in Chicago the other day, it kind of an up and down outing. Rizzo hit that ball out of the ballpark, and then his command went all over the place. Breaking ball in the dirt, then he hit a couple of batters, saw that ball run right in, and he made sure they knew that he wasn't trying to hit him. Then the double into the gap in right center field. It was a really, really hot afternoon in Chicago. If it was as hot on the mound as it was in the booth, it was really hot there. And you could see right there that he was struggling a little bit with the heat. But he's been getting hit on all his pitches. It started last year, and as we say, he's still trying to find whether or not he can ever get back to close to where he was before. But there's really not an out pitch for him right now. What we've seen so far, if he has an out pitch, probably his curveball.
Yeah, curveball in his first start back on the disabled list was very good. His changeup was so-so, but as you saw in those numbers from his last start, not so great, but high expectations coming into tonight's game. And he's got a matchup tonight that's pretty potent with Jordan Zimmermann.
Well, Jordan Zimmermann, they have a big three in their rotation, and Jordan Zimmermann, certainly one of them. He had his Tommy John surgery a couple years ago, and he has come back with a vengeance. Look at the way he started out. An all-star pitcher, just outstanding. And then he had a little lull in the month of July. In August, he had one bad start. He has had two real good ones his last two times out. Basically, fastball slider. He'll throw curveball changeup in there, but he's going to come after you with hard stuff. A heavy, hard sinking fastball and a real good hard slider, and that's Jordan Zimmermann.
Kind of interesting to look at his numbers overall. It was at the All-Star break that some people thought he could be the National League starter in the All-Star games. It turned out Matt Harvey got that nod. The second half has not been the same for Jordan Zimmermann. It is the final game of this 3-game series between the Phils and the Nats. Last time the Nationals are here in Philadelphia. The 28th start for Zimmermann and the 10th start this year for Roy Halladay. Well, we've seen a couple of things that have been interesting in this series. On the negative side, we've seen a lot of walks. On the positive side, there has been some decent defense, in particular by Ian Desmond, the shortstop for the Washington Nationals. He's back in the lineup for them. We'll get to those lineups when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Toyota's nationwide clearance event is going on now. Toyota, let's go places. By Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phillies. By Citizens Bank, where good banking is good citizenship. Isn't it time you experience good banking? And by Independence Blue Cross, the most preferred health plan in the region. Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. It's absolutely gorgeous. Perfect night to pitch. And Roy Halladay settling in, warming up right now on the mound for the Phillies. The final game between the Phils and the Nationals here in Philadelphia. Let's take a look at the Nats starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off in center field, Denard Span. Ryan Zimmerman, the third baseman, bats second. Jason Worth hits third, followed by Adam LaRoche and Ian Desmond. Wilson Ramos, the catcher, bats sixth. In the bottom third of Corey Brown, Steve Lombardozzi, and Jordan Zimmerman. And they will face 36-year-old right-hander Roy Halladay, making his 10th start of the year. But more importantly, it's his third start since coming off the disabled list.
Yeah, Roy Halladay, with all the problems that he's had this year, a lot of talk that, it'd be lucky if he could come back sometime in the month of September and see what he could do. Well, he's been back for 2 starts, as Tom said, and overall, those are his numbers. Of course, that a lot of that is before he went on the disabled list and then had the shoulder surgery. Our scouting report, it all comes down to fastball command with him. His velocity is what it is at this point, and repeating his delivery can help with his fastball command. We'll see what he can do here tonight. Great numbers, of course, against Washington that he piled up in those unbelievable years that he had here in his first couple of years in a Phillies uniform. And it's time now for our Nissan keys to tonight's game. Well, it's day to day with Doc, start to start, trying to figure out what you're going to get from him, and we'll see what happens here tonight. And Cesar Hernandez will get another start in center field, and the experimentation continues.
It's his third start in a row, but he made a start last night at second base, and the first pitch to Denard Span is inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Span is riding a career high 16-game hitting streak. He was 3 for 6 in last night's ball game. His average now at 278. A liner to left field, and Mayberry's going to play it on a hop. So a leadoff single. That's a 17-game hitting streak. I don't know if Mayberry should have caught that or not. I think he made a decision that if he tried to dive for it, he was afraid it would go by him. And Span has such good speed. I don't know if he could have taken that chance.
Yeah, I think what Roy Halladay's reaction here about maybe the ball should be caught is with Span. You really should be playing shallow on the offside over there. That's one of those things. He's not going to hit it over your head, and to me, that's why he reacted that way.
Ryan Zimmerman takes high. 1 ball and no strikes. Zimmerman so far in the series 2 for 9. Halladay's had his number for the most part. Runner goes. Pitch is taken for a strike. Throw to second is high, and Span is safe at second.
Ran on a curveball. Almost impossible to throw a guy out on a pitch that slow, especially someone who can run the way that Span can. There he goes. Got a running jump. Curveball coming in there at 70-some miles per hour. Perfect pitch to run on.
So Span's in scoring position now for Zimmerman. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outside, and it's 2-1. Halladay just signaling to himself to stay closed. At least that's what I think he was doing.
Right. When you see a pitcher do that with his shoulder, catcher sometimes will do that with their shoulder to remind him. So if the pitcher does it himself, that's exactly what he's doing.
Ground ball up the third base line. That'll trickle foul. And it's 2-2. Rich Doobie and Roy Halladay have continued to work in between starts on arm slot and a whole bunch of other things. Saw some of the shots during our open with it raining outside and stuff like that when Halladay was doing his workouts. Nothing stops him. The other day it was absolutely pouring at Wrigley Field the day after his start, and he was out running in the outfield. He came into the dugout not only drenched with sweat but just drenched in general. He is the ideal person to pattern a work ethic after, and pattern preparation after. Down and away, 3-2. Jason Worth on deck, number 3 batter for the Nationals. That cutter was at 87 miles an hour. His fastball here in the first is at 90 miles an hour. And it's still 3-2 to Zimmerman. Ball 4 and Zimmerman's aboard. So a single and a walk to start the first.
Well, what does Roy Halladay think when he has 2 strikes? We talked about the curveball, especially since he's come back and this year, and that's what he does, and he just did it right there. And last year, more changeup with 2 strikes, but this year he saw the curveball. He just threw it on a 3-2 pitch there. So that goes right along with what the stats are showing.
Those stats compliments of Bloomberg Sports. They do some great stuff as far as pitch selection goes, and number of pitches and types of pitches that are thrown during the course of a game. Worth takes outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
Remember when they used to attack Roy Halladay really early, and that was the idea because he was around the plate so much. Now you don't see it as much. They're more patient, thinking maybe he's going to fall behind. They'll get a better pitch to hit.
He's missing outside right now, as you can tell with a lot of these pitches.
Yeah, that's that arm slot thing we put in the scouting report that Rich Doobie talks about all the time, and that Halladay talks about all the time. It all comes down to whether he can command his pitches, and right now he can't. And Worth, he's rarely going to swing at a bad ball. He's throwing everything away from him too. He's trying to throw everything down and away, and they missed with the first 3, and Worth's taking all the way 3-0.
That was a changeup. I think that might be the first changeup he's thrown tonight.
And he got it over.
3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and he got it over. We don't usually see teams run in this situation with nobody out because the line drives a triple play.
Runners don't go. Pitches outside, so back-to-back walks. That loads up the bases here in the first. And that'll bring Adam LaRoche to the plate. Doc is working quickly right now.
Well, the old damage control situation is in effect right now. Just trying to stay out of a big first inning because you're going to face a guy tonight that if he's on, he's not going to give you much. Rhino sat there last night and watched everybody throw ball 1, ball 2, ball 3, and this one's starting out that way. There's Zimmerman.
Yeah, last night the Phillies pitchers walked 9. Inside, 1-0.
You would think these pitches are going to come inside now because all the fastballs are going away from the right-handed hitters. So for LaRoche, they're going to be coming towards him, and that one was off the plate in the same spot.
2-0.
He's missing the same area. You see, he's really frustrated. You know, a guy used to be able to throw it exactly where he wanted to.
And he may be able to.
Anytime, yeah, but he can't right now. Until you can do that again, too, it's in your head.
Fly ball left field. Mayberry is over. Span will tag from third. Tagging from second is Zimmerman. And Mayberry's throw goes to third. That's the right play. So it's 1-0 Washington, and there's 1 out.
That's a terrific out for him right there because they only get it 1 base advance. Nobody else moved. And of course, they're going to get a run on it, but none of the other base runners move. And now you really have a chance, if you can make some pitches, to get out of this without a big inning.
And Ian Desmond, who's 5 for 20 lifetime against Doc and 3 for 8 in the series, is this next scheduled batter.
Fly ball to left field by a left-handed hitter. He couldn't ask for more.
Throwing a lot of cutters in this inning. Another cutter. That one just a little outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That was like a comeback sinker. That was his sinking fastball. And boy, he really had a good one of those. One time he'd throw that thing in the area of 93 or 4, and that was a bat shatterer.
Gary Darley, the crew chief, is over at first. Chris Conway, the rookie umpire behind the plate. Change up hit foul. And it remains 1-2.
So far, the young umpires really stayed with the pitches. The balls are balls and the strikes are strikes, and not much you could ask for.
Well, for a young umpire, he's got a pretty good pitching matchup to focus on tonight. At least you would think.
Well, for Roy being all over the place early, when he threw it over, he called them strikes.
So, a Major League scoreboard, final score from earlier today. The Mets 5, the Braves 2. So the Braves' magic number remains at 10 to clinch the National League East.
Dude and Brown had home runs in that game today.
Breaking ball, and he didn't bite at it. It's 2-2. That was Dylan G, who pitched today for the Mets.
Yeah, they started Cameron Lowe today, and then Garcia came in after.
Yeah, Freddie Garcia was in their minor leagues. It's his second appearance in a Braves uniform.
Still walks all the way down to the plate almost to get the ball.
Ground ball toward third again. Another foul ball.
3/4 of the way, he'll walk down there, get the ball, and walk back
right
to
back.
the mound. It just takes forever.
He's an American League pitcher.
Look at that expression.
Kelly and Corey are the ball girls tonight. The Twins.
In case you can't tell. That's amazing. That's like you had the same shot.
3-2 now to Desmond. This has turned into a 26-pitch inning for Doc.
Look at that. That's great.
Outside, ball 4. So the third walk of the inning issued by Halladay. Rich Doobie now is going to head out.
Yeah, and everything is away too. It's not like he's even taking a chance on throwing anything inside. And I think that's coming off the last game when he would try to throw inside and he was hitting guys. So now he's got a lot of base runners, so he's not going to pitch inside because he might hit somebody. Every single pitch is away to these right-handed hitters.
Well, Wilson Ramos is due up, and this is what he did in his first at-bat last night.
Oh, he scalded this ball. Fastball from Ethan Martin. Wind was blowing out a little bit to right center, and he hit it hard, and the wind picked it up and took it out big time.
He finished with 4 RBIs in the game, 3 on that home run.
Yeah, he's really strong.
So the meeting is over with on the hill. There's Ethan Martin, who gave up that home run. Doc can still get himself out of this inning with the right pitch. With the bases loaded, he's allowed a single and 3 walks, 1 sac fly. And Ramos fouls the first pitch back. It's 0-1, so he works ahead.
You wonder if they would just sell out and look for something away right now, these right-handed hitters, because that's all that he's done. Because they certainly can.
Now ball toward third. That might be 2. Ashley, nice play. There's 1. Utley's flipped to first in time. What a play by Chase Utley. First Ashley to get to it and make the throw, and then Utley stood his ground as Desmond came sliding in and got a clean throw over to first. And boy, did Roy Halladay need that. Cody Ashley has certainly shown that he can be a major league third baseman, and we already know about Chase Utley. 1 run scores for the Nats. That's it. We go to the bottom of the first. brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Hernandez, Rollins, and Utley, followed by Carlos Ruiz, Darren Ruff, and Cody Ashe. And the bottom third of John Mayberry in left, Roger Bernardina in right. And Roy Halladay, of course, pitching for the Phils. And they will face 27-year-old right-hander Jordan Zimmermann, an all-star this year. His numbers since the all-star break, though, have been somewhat pedestrian, but he's had 2 good starts in a row leading into this one.
Real heavy sinker, downward plane on his pitches, and he just comes right after you with hard stuff. Fastball, slider, he'll throw curveball and changeup, but he's going to come with the fastball and the slider a lot. Lifetime against the Phillies, they've had pretty good luck against this guy.
He was 1-3 in July with an ERA of 7, 3-2 in August with an ERA of 3.86.
What a great job Chase Utley does using the bag for protection here. That's a long double play because it takes a while. Now watch how he backs away. See, he steps on the bag, and now he's going to step backwards and use the bag for protection. Then he has a very slow runner in Ramos, and he knew that. So once he got out of the way of the runner and had the protection, now he had time to get rid of it. Now he's going to hit him. It doesn't matter because the ball's gone at that point.
Well, they certainly needed that. Cesar Hernandez put the wrong helmet on. He's got his right-handed batting helmet. Jimmy Rollins did that the other day.
Tough way to get the game started for him. I think Larry Anderson walking up there with his jacket one night. That was exciting.
Was it Joe West that was the home plate?
Joe West. It was a perfect combination, Larry and Joe.
Hernandez shows bunt, butts it foul.
Joe said something to him. You really going to hit with that jacket on? And he looked down like, oh, yeah.
Or he asked if he was cold.
Yeah. It wasn't Wrigley, I think. I'm trying to remember. It was a cool day.
1 ball and 1 strike to Hernandez. Cesar 1 for 8 in the series so far. 1 for 8 with a walk.
Zimmerman's going to get his fastball. He can get it in the area of 93 to 95, and it is heavy. Look out.
The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Bill Duncan of Philadelphia. Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ball game, and William will win $100. Everybody's okay over the third base dugout. I think there was a concern not only for the gentleman who was hit with the ball on the shoulder, but also the person that was hit on the ricochet. That ball was moving pretty good.
Oh, that was nasty. Great play in the sweeps. Oh, the guy dropped it, but he still has it. Almost a great catch.
Inside 3-2.
2-2 breaking ball there to go to 3-2 after Cesar has fouled off a few fastballs.
Fouled off another pitch.
Nice battle right here. Ball away.
Outside, ball 4. So Hernandez with his second walk of the series. Well, he's the leadoff batter. He's the leadoff batter aboard.
That's a real good job off a tough right-handed pitcher.
Jimmy Rollins 1 for 4 with a couple runs scored and RBI.
Ryan Sandberg likes to talk about Jimmy in the 2-hole. He likes him there because of these situations. Hole on the right side, hard thrower, maybe a base stealer. If he were to get to second, maybe get him over, all those kind of things.
That's a strike at the knees. 0-1 to Rollins.
He thinks when you hit Jimmy in the 2-hole and you have somebody get on in front of him, that Jimmy gets involved in situations, and that's the kind of player that he's at his best when he's thinking about things and trying to make things happen.
Fly ball, shallow right. Jackson Worth.
In that case, he got him to jump at something slow, and he doesn't throw a lot of slow pitch, either curveball or changeup. He threw him there.
So one away now with the runner at first. Utley is the batter. He's 1 for 3 in this series. His one was a pinch hit last night. Chase is now 4 for his last 7 as a pinch hitter. Not a role that he wants to get comfortable with, but a role that he's getting better with.
Oh, he tried to get time, but he didn't get it.
Umpire doesn't have to give time, I guess.
Nope. 13 out of 17 base stealers on Jordan Zimmerman.
The other thing about the Nationals as a team, a lot of wild pitches lately for Wilson Ramos. 3 last night alone.
Yeah, they were bouncing all over the place with him back there last night. But he gave him 3 runs early.
Utley the opposite way. On the run is Brown into foul territory, and he didn't hold on. It's a foul ball.
Well, he's quick out there. Disappeared out of our sight in a hurry. Got a really good jump on that. See what happens. He's there. Yeah, he just doesn't catch it. He almost overran it, but you see it hit the heel of the glove. It might have been one of those jumpers on him when you get out there. Anybody who's ever played baseball know what that's like. If you're running wrong and that ball starts moving, you got to catch a one in the middle. That's not fun.
It's not easy.
No.
Plus, he looked a little sheepish with that wall coming too. Again down the left field line. This one will slice back into the crowd.
He has some real quickness out there. That's one of the things you really notice, the way he moves.
He's out there tonight for Bryce Harper. Now Harper, Davey Johnson said last night, was going to have tonight off. They have an off day tomorrow, so they figure that it'll be a couple days off for Harper, who's battling a sore knee and a sore hip.
Yeah, Corey Brown had a nice little upper tanker for him last night, so that can help him get in the lineup.
No balls and 2 strikes to Utley. There's Harper. And Utley lines one into center field, a base hit. Hernandez will hold up at second. Phillies have 2 on with 1 out. Here comes Carlos Ruiz. Carlos has been pretty steady for the last month and a half. His average at 280 with 5 home runs and 24 RBIs. Pretty steady, pretty stable in this lineup.
Playing a little bit the other way towards right center field. Probably pitch him away hard. See the defense there, give him a little bit of an alley in left center.
Unsure of whether he should hit that ball or not.
Strange too, because that was a fastball right down the middle. Looked like a 2-strike swing. But I really get that ball.
He's got 2 of them now. Now Carlos is behind 1 and 2.
Well, he's not seeing this guy. He's pulling off a little bit and real tentative.
He said he's been steady. You can see by the number on the bottom.
Yeah, he's really shortened up his swing and has been very good lately.
That was a sinker bearing in on his hands. It remains 1-2.
Heavy too. Ward said that was 96, 97. That shows you how heavy his pitches can be. He had that Tommy John surgery, and like a lot of guys, came back throwing just fine.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Ruiz. And a foul tip hung on to by Ramos. First strikeout for Zimmerman. That was the curveball. And there are 2 away. So the Phillies are going to need some 2-out magic from Darren Ruff.
Yeah, there's that breaking ball. He's got 2 outs and curveballs in this inning. Great job by Ramos to hold on to that. You saw Chuch's head spin around right away as a catcher. You're thinking, he didn't catch it. Yeah, he did.
Well, now Darren Ruff, who's 0 for 4 in the series. Tries to hold up. They appeal. Yes, says Gary Darling. And it's 0-1. Phillies as a team here in September. And it's only been 3 games. This is the 4th. They're hitting just 172, which is 29th in Major League Baseball. This after a month of August where they hit 218, which was last in baseball. Got a chance to be disruptive, though, in the race for the wild card with a victory here tonight. Nationals are 7.5 games behind the Reds for the final wild card spot. They jumped over the Diamondbacks, who lost yesterday.
All sliders so far. And that's a little bit of the book so far on Darren Ruff since he's been back from right-handed pitchers is hard breaking balls.
That was a curve, and it's 2-2.
Got it over. He really likes his curveball early in this game.
But like Halladay, though, he's thrown a lot of pitches. 24 in the first for Zimmerman. Chopper back towards shortstop. Easy play for Desmond. Quick flip. And the side is retired. Phillies get a hit. They lead 2. We've completed 1. We go to the 2nd. Gorgeous night here in South Philadelphia. And that's up 1-0. Atlanta Braves. You won't need this hat on Friday night, but it's a great giveaway. Thanks to Cabrini College, it's the knit hat, free to fans 15 and older. 2 night games and a day game, and as always, you can purchase tickets at Phillies.com. Roy Halladay goes to work here in the second against Corey Brown. First pitch, a strike, 0-1. Brown, 1 at bat so far since his return from the minors, and he hit a home run. That was last night. Last year he hit 200 for the Nationals with a home run and 3 RBIs. This year in the minor leagues, he had 19 home runs and 56 RBIs. Change up a little low. Curveball inside, 3-1. And ball 4. So 4 walks for Doc so far in the first couple of innings. And here comes Steve Lombardozzi, who's batting 8th tonight. Lombardozzi has not played in this series so far. He was a very good extra man for the Nationals last year. Basically a utility guy. He's played in 99 games. And a curveball outside. Brown does have some speed. He stole 12 bases down in the minor leagues this year. He was caught 4 times. Out towards center field, playable for Hernandez. And there's the first out. Be the first with breaking news in Philly sports. Get Philly sports when you're on the go, delivered right to your smartphone. Download the free CSN Sports app today. Now Jordan Zimmerman. Zimmerman hitting 118 this year. For his career, he has 32 hits.
As hot as Span is right now, you think they would bunt here.
And Zimmerman squares, and he does bunt, and it's a foul ball. 0-1. Bernard Span hit his picked up a base hit in his first at bat. He's hit in 17 straight. It's the best he's been all year.
Right, you really can't cheat in a whole lot on him. So he can drive in runs too out of that leadoff spot. He can drive the ball. He can put it over your head too, and in the alleys.
Zimmerman bunts it in the air. Ruiz will make the play. 2 outs and a runner at first.
This one you like to see Mayberry play a little bit shallower than he did last time, and I think they're waving at him right now and trying to move him in. Juan Samuels, yeah, there you go. Now that's what they're working on right now. Now where he is right now, he could have caught the ball in the first inning.
Leaves a pretty good sized gap in left center, so they need Cesar to move over.
Yeah, and they need him a little shallower too. But that's what they're trying to do. Hernandez, they may let him play deeper than normal because he's probably not comfortable yet going back on the ball.
Span lifts it down the right field line. That'll hook foul. Boy, he is crisp with his swing though lately. This is better than what we've seen so far this year.
What we saw early in the year was, I guess what he was doing a lot was hitting ground balls. He playing Pepper with second baseman.
Base, yep.
Over and over and over.
He had that one game, the one series where he had 5 straight ground balls to second.
Yeah, and they were nice ones too. A couple hoppers.
They were Andy Chavez ground balls.
Andy Chavez used to hit the best ones. Little 2 hoppers.
There goes the runner. Pitch is taken outside. The throw to second is not in time. So the second stolen base of the day for the Nationals. Really not much that Ruiz could do on that.
Not with that jump. There you go. He's running on first movement. Definitely Brown they had picked up something there to run on that first move.
He's got a good lead off second base. That ball hit Span. I heard the little tick. Doc hit a couple batters in the last start against the Cubs. That one just ran inside. So with 2 outs, it'll bring Zimmerman to the plate.
It was a cutter, and there it goes. You can see it spinning, and it just hits him above the knee.
Sinker low, 1-0. Zimmerman walked his first time up. Halliday's last outing, he went 5 innings. He allowed 5 runs, but the Phillies won that game 6-5. They had a furious comeback. They were down 5-0 at one point in that game.
Right, that one game that they won in Chicago.
Down the right field line, it'll be foul. 1-2.
Zimmerman really can hammer the ball to right and right center, and everything's away from him right now, and you would think he'd look out there.
One ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch outside, 2-2. I think Doc just said to Carlos to tap. Maybe not. Curveball and a called strike 3. Zimmerman knew it. Oh, that was the best pitch of the night so far for Roy Halladay. No runs, no hits, 2 men left after a walk and a hit batter. And this curveball, which gets him through the second and takes us to the bottom of the second. Fit as you learn about nutrition and fun exercises that help put you on the path to a healthy future. It's Phillies Fitness, a program that provides free tip booklet, posters, and the chance to receive a Phillies Fitness workout session. Phillies Fitness is presented by NovaCare Rehabilitation. For more information, email fandev@phillies.com. Here's Cody Ashe. Ashe's hit in 10 of his last 11. Starting to put together some good numbers. 266 with 3 home runs, 17 RBIs. First pitch is low, 1 ball and no strikes. Since he went 1 for 17 to begin his major league career, and this is a lot of what we talked about with Ashe. He's hitting .312.
Really impressive last night. Some of the at-bats he had off Gio Gonzalez, and then of course he hits the home run off Tyler Clippard on a fastball. But the 2 at-bats he had earlier were even more impressive because he was hitting off a very tough left-handed pitcher in Gonzalez.
I believe he thought that pitch was a little high right there. Now the 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. He's trying to stay alive, protecting against that curveball. Back toward the middle, off the glove of Zimmerman. I don't think they're going to get him. That's going to be a base hit. Not only is he hitting for contact, but he also has good speed. So he's aboard to begin the second. Well, prior to the game tonight, we had a couple of prestigious first pitches. That's John Hackworth, who's the manager of the Philadelphia Union Soccer Club. He threw a pretty good pitch right there. Very athletic, as you would imagine. The Union continue along with their season, and he's with Murph. Murph, take it away.
All right, thanks a lot, Tom. Yeah, he didn't mess around with that first pitch, did you, John? You said you had a little movement on that ball, did you not?
Yeah, I tried to conjure up some of my high school days on that one.
Your high school days down in Dunedin, Florida. We were just talking about a little bit of a connection with the Phillies organization because you got a chance to watch the Blue Jays in spring training, but also you headed over to Clearwater, right?
Oh yeah, saw both clubs growing up, and it was pretty cool environment down there.
Let's talk a little bit about your team right now, the Philadelphia Union, whose season is just as long as a baseball season. I don't know if folks realize that, but you guys have been playing since February and closing in on the playoffs right now in third place in the Eastern Division. Talk about what's going well for you guys right now.
Well, we've been pretty consistent all year long. We've followed up, good results with pretty good results, and when we've had a bad game, we've rectified it the next week. So we've been pretty consistent overall, and if we can do that in the last 7 games, we will make the playoffs. You know,
it's quite an accomplishment to be making the playoffs in the MLS in any season, really in any sport. But getting into the postseason, what would it mean for you guys though to get in there, represent Philadelphia again in the postseason?
Yeah, I think it would be a big deal to this town and to our fan base, especially after a disappointing season last year. To turn it around would be fantastic. And we're a young team, so we're building. I think we can do this for many years to come.
You guys play in a beautiful park, PPL Park, right over the Commodore Barry Bridge in Chester, Pennsylvania. And I know, have you been to Citizens Bank? Is this your first time here?
First time.
What do you think of this park?
This is pretty amazing. A little bigger than PPL, but it's fantastic. Love being here.
Hey, you're obviously a soccer guy, but a big sports fan as well. Do you follow baseball, and are you a big Phils fan? Have you been following these guys?
I am. I tend to be pretty focused on my own team at the moment, but I'm a huge sports fan, and all the Philly sports teams I follow.
Last question, just you look around and you know all about the rabid fan base in Philadelphia, no matter what the sport, whether it be football or hockey or basketball, baseball, and soccer as well. What about the fans in Philadelphia? How much fun is it to get a chance to watch your guys play in front of them every night?
It's pretty amazing. I tell everybody that I know that they're the most passionate fans around, and I hear it on both ends, trust me, every game.
As you should, I guess, as the manager of the Philadelphia Union. John, welcome to Citizens Bank Park. Have a great time tonight. Thanks for being with us.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, guys, we'll send it back to you.
Murph, thank you. We appreciate that. We also appreciate John joining us here tonight. A couple of games coming up for the Union, including one against the Dynamos of Houston. See the standings. The top 5 make it to the postseason in each conference. And of course, the Union at 10-8-9 with 39 points are in 4th. Behind the Impact, the Red Bulls, Sporting Kansas City. 1-2 the count to John Mayberry. And that ball's ripped to left field. In for a base hit. Nice play by Brown. He holds Ashe at second. That was a heck of a play.
Well, when we were talking about him, you could see how quick he is when he's going after those foul balls over there. Tremendous quickness to his right. I don't know about to his left, but that way, not surprised that he was able to get to that thing because he's got good movement out there. This is a hanging breaking ball, and it looks like it's going to be a double second and third. Quick as that outfield is, too. Just a tremendous play. That ball has all kinds of hook on it, too. Full extension. You have to put the glove across. Well, actually, the glove was on the right side for him there when you're trying to get the ball for a left-handed thrower. So that helped him.
So now Zimmerman will face his former teammate Roger Bernardino, who's making his 11th start. 1 for 3 so far against his former team. His one hit was a broken bat single to second. First pitch is at the knees. It's 0-1.
He's the key to this inning. He can do something here. You know, they figure they're going to get the pitcher out and then they go after the rookie with 2 outs. But Bernardino really need him to make something positive out of this.
And he's in the hole 0-2. Breaking ball just a bit high. 1-2. Toyota Major League Scoreboard. Heck of a battle going on in the American League West. The Texas Rangers and the A's, they're tied at the top spot. A's win it today 11-4. Coco Crisp 2 hits including a home run. That was against Yu Darvish. And a foul tip. Bernardino's down on strikes for the second time tonight. Zimmerman has picked up a strikeout.
And that's what he wanted. That was the whole key to the inning for him right there. Was to go get the 8-hole hitter and make nothing happen, and that's exactly what happened. The high fastball is probably out of the zone. Chases it, foul tip. Second one held on to tonight by Ramos.
Well, now Doc is probably up there to try to sacrifice with runners on first and second. He squares, and he takes a strike. 0-1. Roy with 11 career runs batted in. He's 0 for 14 this year with 13 strikeouts. He grounded out to first in his only at bat the other day.
Does have 25 lifetime sacks.
And he bunts that one toward first. Picked up by LaRoche, who bobbles, and then his only play is to first.
LaRoche had all kinds of things on his mind when that baby came off the bat. He's a real good thrower. He's thinking, I'm going to go to third. No, I'm going to go to second. I better go to first. You could just see he went through a progression. He's like a quarterback going through his progressions here. Watch him. Here he comes. He's got it now. Third, no. Second, no. Well, I better go to first. Just get the short.
Right.
Oh, he did.
He was rolling all through.
Oh, he had all kinds of ideas of doing a lot more. He was going to get a double play on that when it was first bunted.
Cesar Hernandez walked his first time up. Base hit could give the Phils the lead. Time is called.
And this is what we're talking about when the 8-hole hitter is up, is what they're trying to get to is the leadoff guy with 2 outs and make you get runs with 2 outs and see if the Phillies can do it.
Opposite way, foul ball. Guess I should have realized when Ashley was ducking down that it was going to go foul. 0-1.
Yeah, good chance when he's going down, plus a left-handed hitter, so it's going to be slicing.
Hernandez among the leaders in triples and stolen bases in AAA.
Big gap in right center for him, playing him the other way.
And again, he slaps it this time inside the third base bag. 2 runs will score. Hernandez on his way to second, and the Phillies take the lead here in the bottom of the second inning. It's a 2-1 ball game.
That's why they want to play him a little bit, because he can hit. He can swing the bat. He's always been able to do that. He's athletic, and he can do some things. And there you go. They got to where they wanted, where it was going to take a 2-out hit by the leadoff hitter, and he slices another. Look at the slice on this baby. When it hits the ground, it's kicking to the left. Easy 2-run double.
That's his second extra base hit in the big leagues. It's his second and third RBIs. Now Rollins is up. He flied out his first time up.
Halladay getting the bunt down.
It was huge.
Sure. And bobbling, a bobble by LaRoche, because he had played a couple other bases if he'd have fielded it cleanly. So the Phillies take advantage of all that.
Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Nice job by Hernandez. He's pitching him away. He took him that way.
Rollins lifts it in the air, right field. Worth going back. He has room. Few steps from the track, and he makes the catch. Side is retired. The Phillies settle for the 2-run double by Cesar Hernandez. That has given them the lead. He sliced it the opposite way, just beyond the reach of Ryan Zimmerman. It scores 2, and the Phillies take the lead as we go to the third. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information. And please submit your answer on the subject line. Wheels, the question is, what player did the Minnesota Twins select in the first round of the 2003 draft? Answer will be revealed in the 7th inning.
Why would we ask a question like that? So what is the tie-in?
Excuse me, 2002 draft. 2002.
That helped a lot.
Well,
but thanks.
My pleasure. You have some options here.
Well, I was going to say there's a tie-in here somewhere.
Jason Worth leads it off. Worth here in the top of the third.
Fans probably know it already.
Worth hits the first pitch out to left, hanging up there for Mayberry. 1 away. That was very helpful as far as Jason Worth is concerned.
He doesn't swing at the first pitch that often.
That'll bring Adam LaRoche to the plate. Sac fly his first time up. That's the only run for Minnesota. He didn't play for Minnesota, for Washington.
No, he wasn't their #1 pick. What does it say overall?
Not overall.
Yeah, it was the #1 pick for Minnesota in 2002.
Yeah, I mean you have options. You have at least 3 off the top of my head. That are here tonight.
Yeah.
2 on the Nationals, 1 on the Phillies.
Right. Well, the one on the Phillies is too young.
But is he?
Yeah. It's 11 years ago.
Ben Revere is deceivingly older than you think.
No. He's out. Scratch.
Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. 2-2. Ooh, that nearly came back. Conway, the home plate umpire, he flinched a little bit.
He's getting it too in the dugout a little bit. Let's see. Well, Carlos Ruiz pulled it back, which made him think it wasn't a strike.
Swing and a miss. He got it with the curveball. 2 outs, and that is the first strikeout for Doc, or second, excuse me.
Yep, there you see a curveball grip. And we showed that Bloomberg graphic earlier, the way he's resorting to the curveball this year with 2 strikes. Did it again, got an out. Strikeout.
That was a little harder curveball than what he was usually throwing tonight. The other ones were in the 70s. Desmond now stands in. He walked his first time up.
They're going up this inning and attacking early. Jason Worth swung at the first pitch. Desmond was after one there, but he got that breaking ball. Tried to check and couldn't.
Fly ball left center field. That'll be playable for Hernandez or Mayberry, and it's Mayberry who gives way to Hernandez. And the side is retired. Well, they'll communicate better as the days go on. It's a 1-2-3 third inning for Roy Halladay. Chase Utley will lead it off when we return. By Citizens Bank, where good banking is good citizenship. Isn't it time you experience good banking? And buy the Pennsylvania Lottery. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Bottom of the third, Phillies have taken a 2-1 lead and have 4 hits against Jordan Zimmerman. Chase Utley, Carlos Ruiz, and Darren Ruff will lead things off here in the home third. Chase singled his first time up. Inside fastball, it's 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. On the hands, out towards shallow center. And Desmond is there. 1 away. So 1 out here in the third. And Carlos Ruiz is coming up for the second time. Well, both pitchers, Wheels, are working here in the third with high pitch counts, although Halliday's third inning really helped his pitch count.
Yeah, he had a really good curveball in that inning, and they were swinging, and he got some outs quickly on breaking balls.
Yeah, Doc looked like he was around the plate. Fastball to Ruiz. It's 0-1. Carlos struck out his first time up. It's now 4 for 14 lifetime against Jordan Zimmerman. Chopper back to the mound, deflected by Zimmerman. Think he saved a hit on that one? Or do you think the second baseman would have had it?
It wasn't hit very hard, so I think my first thought was that he just gave the Phillies a hit by swatting at it like that, because it looks like his infielders are in position to make the play, and he gets away with. He swats at it, but it goes right to Ian Desmond. Lombardozzi was headed up the middle. I think it's an out either way.
As we came to find out a couple weeks ago, that is indeed a 1-6-3 put out, because the ball was deflected. If it wasn't deflected, if it just nicked his glove and went up the middle, he would not have been awarded an assist.
What is it? The key is change of direction.
Change of direction, which I had never known.
Well, we've all had a lot of that throughout our lives.
Ruff takes a strike. It's 0-2.
That's a norm.
His direction, well, it's stayed its course.
There you go. There's a 1-6-3. That baby changed direction.
Right.
Zimmerman deflected one today earlier off the bat of Cody Ashe.
Well, Darren Ruff is down swinging. That's the third strikeout of the night for Jordan Zimmerman. And the Phillies, like the Nationals, go down in order in their half of the third. at the office, you don't have to wait in line at the concession stand. WB Mason has an all-star lineup of snacks and beverages that keep your break room stocked. Top of the 4th inning. Phillies lead it 2-1. Jordan Zimmerman had a 9-pitch 3rd inning. Roy Halladay also had a 9-pitch 3rd inning. So now as we go to the 4th, maybe things have settled down for both starters. You know, Doc hopes they have. Tonight is the Union night at Philadelphia. And it's also the National Kidney Foundation night. Bobby Rydell threw out the first pitch. Was one of the participants throughout the first pitch. Here's Wilson Ramos to lead it off. He grounded into a double play his first time up. That was a whopper of a double play. So.
Boy, that was huge. Just huge.
Inside 2-0.
He could have almost broken that game wide open if he ends up getting a hit. Doc struggling with control, end up getting that double play. Got to have good fielders behind you.
Utley was one of those players behind him. He and Ashe. That ball's lined right at Rollins. One away. Oh, it's hit hard, but that's 5 in a row retired by Doc. Still one out here in the 4th. Oh, we mentioned Bobby Rydell throughout the first pitch tonight. He was one of the participants. There he is. He's the National Kidney Foundation ambassador, and he was accompanied by Sidney the Kidney. Bobby, of course, Philadelphia through and through.
A little movement on that. Fanatic having a difficult time holding on to that.
He and John Hackworth both had movement on their pitches. First pitch is over for a strike to Corey Brown.
Doing a better job, Doc is, finding that arm slot.
Is that the difference, you think?
Well, yeah, struggled. Just couldn't get that rhythm.
There's a one hopper to rough. He says he's got it. Now, both those balls were hit hard, but they were hit to the right places.
And just like anything else, the harder you try, the worse it gets. So you get back and relax and don't have to make a great pitch. Just make a good pitch. End up doing that and getting out of the inning and finding himself now.
Here's Lombardozzi. He flied to center in his first at bat in the 2nd. Low, 1-0.
Take a look at his delivery right on that back leg. Just again, not getting the velocity that he wants. But he's a gamer and he'll make whatever he has works. You know, and you can pitch. We've seen pitchers pitch with velocity like that. You just got to be able to hit your spots and not the batters.
Well, that's the second batter he's hit tonight, but he does have the pitcher coming up.
Yeah, remember too, that pitch he used to throw there would come right back, and that's what he's not getting. And I think he's not getting that, not throwing the ball hard enough to make it move the way that it should.
There are a lot of people that think that with an off season he will be able to hit 90-91 again.
Well, that would be your thinking. You know he's going to work hard. You know he's going to be lifting his weights. Legs are going to be in shape.
Zimmerman takes a strike. That was a cutter. And it's 0-1. There's not a huge difference right now, velocity-wise, between the fastball and the cutter.
Right. Well, and then when it isn't, again, we just calling it almost a fastball. Now that ate him up as it comes in there. A little change up. See, that's what he has to rely on. Being able to hit the spots. Changeup coming in. Looks like it's almost right down the middle, and it ends up on the hitter's hands. Before he could get away with that. Come in there and break your bat. with 92, 93 or so.
Out to right field. It's not deep. Bernardina's there, though. Offside. Side is retired. So another comfortable inning for Halladay, aside from the hit batter. No runs, no hits, one man left. 3.5 in the books. Cody Ashley will lead it off when we return. The official HD triple play provider of your Phillies. And by Toyota. Toyota's nationwide clearance event is going on now. Toyota, let's go places. Bottom of the fourth inning. Boy, it is a beautiful night here in Philadelphia. What a day. Did you walk around the city today?
I actually did walk around the city. As a matter of fact, over at Reading Market, I'm going to do another cooking show, and I volunteered LA, and we're going to donate it to charity.
So you're going to do a cooking show with Larry. What is he going to cook?
Well, they're giving us 3 dishes, and I actually committed both of us, and then I called him and told him that we're doing this for charity at the Reading Market.
All right, great.
Probably pick up one of the Phillies charities, to be quite honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's awfully admirable of you guys.
Well, just
I know. People helping people.
That's right.
Cody Ashley takes a strike. It's 0-1. Now, where will you be at the Reading Terminal Market?
Well, there's only one kitchen that they have. It's called La Cucina, and it's a brand new one. Nice ovens, stoves, everything there.
You going to use a confectionery oven, or are you going to use a regular oven?
Oh no, this is big time stuff, Tom.
One out here in the fourth. John Mayberry is coming up. Well, I wish you guys luck with that. When are you going to do that? You're going to let the fans know when you're doing that?
Exactly. As soon as I get the date, and it'll be before the season's over.
All right, so prior to the end of September.
Correct.
You have to do it soon because we go on the road those last 7 days.
You know it.
John Mayberry singled his last time up and scored. Takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Up hitting a breaking ball and for a base hit. Actually hit that ball really well. But that's the pitch that he needs to be able to hit consistently, is that fastball. Took one right down the middle, 95, and then he swings at one that borderline ball, 94, inside. Sometimes a pitcher will throw you the best pitch you'll see in that sequence, the very first pitch. That's why you have to be ready for it.
There's the 0-2 pitch to Mayberry. Opposite way. Well, that was a tough shot off the sidewall.
That could have happened to anyone. be a big game for the Fighting Phils to win, simply because you're spoiling someone else's party, and this is the role that you're playing now.
Check swing. Well, the other part of it too, Sarge, since the All-Star break, you kind of forget about this on a daily basis. You don't want to be reminded of it, but the Phillies are 15-28 since the All-Star break, which is the worst record in the National League. It's surprising. I mean, I know that they've struggled, but it's still surprising. Mayberry hits it hard, but right at Lombardozzi, and they're 2 away here in the 4th. You just usually don't equate the worst record in, let's say, the second half of the season to the Philadelphia Phillies, at least not lately.
Yeah, and the other thing is, too, though, for the Fighting Phils, they set the bar up pretty high. I mean, let's face it. And then when you do, as you take a look at the National League East, well, there's your story there. When you play well in your division, you're more than likely going to win it.
Yeah, I mean, those are the numbers since the All-Star break. And, of course, the Braves continue to run away with the division. In the National League, it's the Phillies. In the American League, it's the Astros who have the worst record. 0-1 pitch to Bernardino. And he loops it foul.
Pretty good pitch to hit. Just needs to get that good part of the bat out there a little bit quicker. Now, these guys got to know each other pretty good. Teammates, know what you can hit, know what you can't hit.
Adam LaRoche and Lombardozzi, and it's Lombardozzi who glides under it to make the catch, and the side is retired. Well, that was an easy 4th inning for Zimmerman. He's retired 7 in a row as the Phillies go down 1-2-3, and we go to the 5th. Off day next Monday with 3 against the San Diego Padres. All 3 games are at 7:05, the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th. Get your tickets now. Get them anytime at Phillies.com, or you can stop by the box office. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Roy Halladay, who has hit 2 batters, has allowed only 1 hit, will face the top of the order. Now, even for a veteran like Halladay, Sarge, is this a test the 3rd time through?
Well, I think it's a test from the very beginning until the end when he's until he's out of the game. For me, obviously, hitters have seen him. That's what you're talking about the 3rd time around.
Fly ball to shallow right center. Hernandez gives way to Bernardino.
Keep in mind, a veteran pitcher, he's seen them for the third time, and believe me, he's fouled it and knows what pitch he was trying to get hitters out on.
Well, this is the second time in 3 innings that the Nationals have swung at the first pitch with the leadoff batter for an out. In the third, he threw 9 pitches. In the fourth, he threw 12, and now he's got 1 here in the fifth. I mean, that's big.
Yeah, and that would show you, just looking there at the chart, that he's kind of settling down, feeling a little bit more comfortable with his pitches.
Now that one whizzes outside, so it's 1-0. That's what he was doing a lot in the first inning.
You know, it's always good to be able to see anyone. I mean, you want everybody to do well, but how do they do when they struggle a little bit, not having their best stuff? You know, what kind of effort are you going to get out of them, like you did with Cole Hamels, which was really great the other night? And he's such a perfectionist. It's called Roy's such a perfectionist that he thinks every ball that he throws should be somewhere near the plate, and he's right, because you're setting that each and every pitch up for your next pitch. And the hitters, I'm sure, they're looking for a little bit too much. I mean, they're looking for the dock that they've seen a long time ago with that velocity. And now what he's doing is more finessing you, if you will.
Swing and a miss. He got him with back-to-back changeups. And he picks up the strikeout for the second out. That's 3 strikeouts. Tomorrow at 5, the Eagles' Dave Spadaro has live reports about Eagles-Redskins matchup Monday night. So much coming up, not only tomorrow, but also coming up on Friday and this weekend, leading up to the first game between the Eagles and the Redskins. That's only on Comcast Sportsnet. With 2 outs, Jason Worth 0 for 1. Dave Spadaro is going to join Philly Sports Talk. Tariq El-Bashir from CSN down in the Washington area will also be on board to preview the Redskins end of it. That ball's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. I don't know about you, Sarge, but as sports fans, I'm excited to see the start of the football season. College football last weekend was outstanding.
Both college and the NFL.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to Worth. Off the end of the bat, foul.
He's kind of doing what he wants now, being able to have it around the plate. Hitters not really getting the good part of the bat on the ball. And you can get the hitters off balance. You know, as a pitcher, you're doing a pretty good job.
Swing and a miss. He got him. The changeup was his pitch of choice in this inning. He just retired the side in order and struck out the last 2 hitters, Ryan Zimmerman and Jason Worth. Doc is through 5, and he has found the zone. As we go to the bottom of the 5th, he and the Phils on top 2-1. used collectibles for the 1990s Retro Night. Chase Utley's uniform, game used base, a baseball hit by Dominic Brown and his walk-off hit versus the Rockies, plus the official dugout lineup card from the August 24th historic 18th inning game. Here are some of those items we were talking about. Look for the Phillies Authentics auction on the homepage at Phillies.com. Auction ends September 8th, so you still have some time. Halladay leads it off, 7 in a row, retired by Zimmerman since the 2-run double by Cesar Hernandez. It's 0-1. Zimmerman the first 2 innings, 49 pitches. The last 2, 21. We tell you that just because he also has settled in against the Phillies offense.
Well, the difference for sure. I mean, his Zimmerman's velocity is still there.
Doc is down looking.
Big difference when you're throwing 94 and 95 compared to 88, 89. Both pitches can be effective just depending on the location.
Cesar Hernandez doubled home 2 runs in the second. He also walked in the first. He is the difference in tonight's game right now.
Yeah.
And he hits one out toward left center. That's going to drop for a base hit. I like that approach. If he's been watching, he's seeing that Zimmerman starting to throw first pitch fastballs, and he went after him.
Yeah, and again, that's for all young hitters, or hitters period. You know, the good hitters go up and they look for that first pitch fastball. Yeah, that's why you're never able to sneak a fastball by Miguel Cabrera. Look at that, hitting against that front foot. He's ready for a first pitch fastball right there. I mean, you can actually tell. Because if you're not going to be able to catch up to it.
Rollins is 0 for 2. A shallow fly ball to right his first time up. A fly ball to the track his last time up. So that could only mean that this time he's going to hit one into the seats in right field.
You calling a home run here?
Well, he certainly do.
Well, yes. I mean, he's been due for sure.
And the pitch outside, 1-0.
Well, I've always said too, before you start to lift the ball, you have to really have a good sound foundation there at the plate. Meaning being able to see it, you maybe pulling balls foul, but more importantly, you're barreling the ball up, whether or not it's a ground ball, line drive.
Hernandez goes, swing and a miss, throw to second is intact.
That was a hit and run.
I wasn't sure if that was a hit and run or if Rollins was protecting just by swinging.
Well, the way that pitch, the way he actually swung at that there, and it's so far out.
You're right.
That hit and run too for me. When guys are running, we would run as if we were still in the base. Period.
Rollins lines one to center. It's right at Span. And that'll do it for the 5th. Pretty quick inning again for Jordan Zimmerman, despite the single by Cesar Hernandez. We have played 5 here in South Philadelphia. Not a whole lot of offense, but that's okay right now. a rookie trying to prove that he has what it takes to pitch at the major league level. Jake Diekman was the 30th round pick for the Phils in the 2007 draft, and he is delivering in late inning situations with success. The left-hander returned to the Phillies in mid-June and has continued to improve with a sensational month of August, where his ERA was just over 2. The 6'4" kid from Nebraska is finding his place on the mound. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, Ashburn Alley is pretty crowded tonight. Folks are wandering around, getting a chance to soak in the atmosphere. They were there before the start of the ball game. There's Cameron Rupp, who is also soaking in the atmosphere. He was one of a handful of guys brought up from Lehigh Valley. He is right now settled in as the best catching prospect in the Phillies organization. That's partly because of the year he had with 14 home runs, but also with the injury to Tommy Joseph. Sebastian Valle struggled this year. And Rupp out of the University of Texas. Drafted out of high school by the Pirates, and then in the 3rd round by the Phillies out of college.
So you get a lot of players drafted out of Texas, Florida.
Grounded to first. 1 out. Time now, Sarge, for the Coors Light Freeze Cam. I'm sure folks would have loved to have followed you through the Reading Terminal Market, but instead we follow it to Photo Day. Jonathan Pettibone blinked. Dominic Brown looking solid. There's Miles Kennedy, the Phillies team photographer, getting the shots. And that could be the winner right there, although Cliff Lee may have turned his head. It's always a neat day. Photo Day. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. All right, so you do one early in the year, you do one late in the year. Is that how it usually works for you guys, you players? Or is it usually just one for Photo Day? Just one?
Oh, no, it's usually actually the way we did it in the beginning of the year, because it's usually always a different team.
Oh, yeah.
Toward the end of the year. So, yes, we would do 2.
1 ball, 1 strike to Ian Desmond. Miles was out there. Miles Kennedy, his dad Rusty. They were out there early getting things coordinated for the team photo. There's the 1-1 pitch. A little high, and it's 2-1.
Pitching just off the corners, making sure that fastball that he throws is up and in. Doesn't want to leave that one out over the plate.
Well, the comparisons from the first 2 innings since. It remains 2-2 as Desmond fouls that cutter back.
See, there's a pitch there normally with a
little extra zip.
He jams it. Get that ball inside, and that's kind of really where he wanted it. That ball actually sailed out over the plate.
Tell you what, though, he's been impressive the way he's adjusted in this game.
Well, the guy's a warrior. I mean, make no bones about that.
It's been his best pitch the last couple of innings. That changeup. Yep. 5 strikeouts. You know, they talk a lot, Rich Doobie and Roy Halladay. Roy is able to diagnose a lot of his own issues, but Rich Doobie certainly learned the intricacies of Roy Halladay.
Well, when you take a look at this pitch there, look at the arm motion on it. Looks like it's going to be a fastball that actually dips down. Usually pitchers, again, when they're out there pitching, especially the veteran pitchers, they're going to go with what works. Now he can see that that changeup is working. Carlos Ruiz has been going to the well right with that pitch.
There you go. So far, the biggest at bat of the night, I think, was Ramos's double play.
Yep.
That was back in the first.
Oh, boy.
He tried to go in. He did miss a spot with a sinker, and it's 0-2.
See, that'll be the challenging part for me for Halladay and pitching, whether or not he feels comfortable enough to be able to come inside. We've seen him pitch before, and To be able to pitch effectively, you have to pitch inside.
Line drive just past Utley. So that's only the second hit for the Nationals, and it's their first since the leadoff batter, Denard Span, in this ball game. And here comes Corey Brown.
I like that changeup, the way that it actually dips out of that strike zone. You can tell that he likes that pitch because, you know, they keep throwing it. But more importantly, though, he's been able to get it in a pretty good spot.
That one's ripped to right field. Bernardina's going back. It's over his head off the scoreboard. Ramos goes to third. He'll have to be held up there. Second and third. Lombardozzi's coming up. I would think they'll walk him to face Jordan Zimmerman. Back-to-back hits.
Well, I have the right guy there running too at first base, and Ramos, the catcher. This ball off the wall there. Pretty good job too by Bernardina in playing that ball, getting it back in. Let you know it's going over your head, just like he did. Turn around and make sure you keep that ball where you can get it and get it back in.
I think on so many levels this is the right move.
Anytime you can pitch to the pitcher with 2 outs and runners on, I mean, you want to do that. +2 now. You got to be able to trust your pitcher and know that he can throw strikes. Can't just put guys on if you're not able to know that your starter can throw strikes.
The video game that puts you in the owner's suite is now available free on your iPhone and iPad. Build your stadium and make the decisions to guide your team to the World Series. Download MLB Ballpark Empire free today. Data and usage rates may apply. Well, the Phillies nursing a 1-run lead. Jordan Zimmerman, who flied out to right his last time up. The pitcher is up with the bases loaded. And the pitch from Halladay. Curved ball. That's in for a strike. 0-1. Halladay 5 walks tonight, including that intentional walk. He's also hit a couple batters.
Won't be happy with that, but that's all a part of being able to come back.
Tapper back to the mound, and Halladay's going to get out of this 6th inning. Boy, he did a heck of a job. I mean, he allows the single and the double, smartly, intentionally walks Lombardozzi, and then gets the pitcher to get through the 6th inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and Chase Utley will start things off. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by Chevrolet, visit your local dealer at ChevyDealer.com. Home half of the 6th inning. Phillies lead it by 1. They'll have Chase Utley, Carlos Ruiz, Darren Ruff to lead things off. Roy Halladay just worked out of a 2-out, bases-loaded jam by getting the pitcher to hit one back to the box. Let's check in with Murph. He's standing by with our Coors Light Cold Hard Facts.
Yeah, it's a pretty good time for that, Tom. Presented by Frost Brewed Coors Light. And out of the 31 players that are on the Phillies' active roster right now, 18 of them have played for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs this season alone, including 11 pitchers. And Jonathan Papelbon, guys, the only one in the bullpen that has not pitched for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs this year. Out of the 11 pitchers, all those guys in the bullpen, except for Jonathan Papelbon, spent at least some time down in the Lehigh Valley. So that is what the Phils, we've already talked about how many different players they have used this season. It has been a bunch. And as we said, 18 of those guys played at AAA this year, guys.
Well, it's amazing how many different players have contributed, not only in the bullpen, but also in the field. 15 different outfielders, 8 different center fielders to go along with what Murph just said about the bullpen.
Well, hard to win, hard to be consistent that way unless you get those players to come up and nice base hit.
So Utley shoots one the opposite way. Well, I think out of a lot of those changes, particularly in the bullpen that Murph was talking about, Murph, you can jump in here too. There's been some guys that have struggled,
yep,
like Philippe Almont, and at times J.C. Ramirez, at times Luis Garcia. But there have been other guys that have kind of blossomed over the last month. Jake Diekman and B.J. Rosenberg coming to mind more than anybody else.
Yeah, and this is the time when a team is out of contention, and Ryan Sandberg has talked about this since he has taken over. This is a chance for these guys not only to make a statement, but it's also a chance for the powers that be to really evaluate these guys and see what they can do. The only caveat, and Gary, you could talk to this, Sarge, is that they're not pitching in pennant clinching situations. So it does change things a little bit if you're in contention in September and having to go out there in the 7th, 8th inning. And they're not going to get to see that this year, but the experience can only help these guys.
Yeah, you're right about that. Experience will actually help them, but it's a different experience, like you mentioned, when you're playing where every game means something, every pitch really means something. That's when we'll see whether or not guys will get really, freeze up, let's say, or whether they're going to be able to have their best ability come out. I've always thought when you play those kind of games, that's when you can really find out your true kind of champion, guys that will kind of deliver that way, and it is a different pressure. They have the arms. All those guys that you mentioned have the arms. It's a matter of whether or not they'll be consistent enough, Ryan Sandberg, to be able to maybe put them in a game in whatever situation it might be.
Well, he's hoping his team can get some extra runs for Roy Halladay or the bullpen here in the 6th inning. With Utley at first, it's 1-1 to Ruiz. Inside, 2-1.
You want your younger players to be able to gain experience. This is just so many of them.
There have been a lot of them.
And obviously due to a lot of injuries, or just due to guys not being able to do the job.
That was a curveball from Zimmerman. It's 2-2. Ground ball to third. Scooped up by Zimmerman. Flips to second for 1. Well, that's not a routine double play right there. That was a sharp double play for a guy that has an awful lot of trouble throwing. He was able to feed Lombardozzi, who then was able to get out of the way.
Yeah, only thing is that he doesn't have the problem when he's moving. Take a look at it as he comes in, creates his own hop coming in. See that double play. 5-4-3. I mean, he made it look as easy as you could possibly make a double play.
2 outs. Darren Ruff is the batter. He's 0 for 2. Outside. Now Zach Miner continues to throw in the bullpen for the Phillies. So as we go to the top of the 7th inning, you wonder if that is it for Roy Halladay.
Talk to Darren Ruff too about that moving closer to the plate. Feels that right now he doesn't really want to make that kind of adjustment. Any adjustments that will be made from him will be there in the offseason. What I'm talking about, however, is being able to move only maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches. You're not changing your approach to the ball or changing where your hand location would be. All you're doing is just moving 1 inch or 2 toward the plate. So you're not making really household changes with your swing, but obviously he feels comfortable the way he is right now. I think once he does that, he'll be even better with runners in scoring position. To date right now, 6 for 40. That's not really very good, but he'll get better once he's able to do it, because now he'll be able to see the soft stuff that's away.
Is he going to be a streaky power hitter, you think, Sarge?
It appears, you know, and again, the more consistent that he hits the ball, you can tell whether or not he's going to be that 285 or so. That's where he needs to kind of get 275, 280, cut down the strikeouts a little bit with runners in scoring position.
It looked like he was timing that hanger.
He's got the power. We've seen him. He can hit the ball anywhere in the ballpark. Kind of hooked that pitch, but that's the kind of power that he has.
Fastball. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's a good take. Just missing on the inside part of the plate. Pitchers will throw in to try and get you out away. Occasionally they'll double up inside. Pretty good pitch.
Oof. I don't know.
Did you think it was down?
I thought it was down and outside, but my opinion doesn't matter, Sarge. We've played 6. Don't sell yourself short. We go to the 7th.
The Kahana Dealers game summer. Good game here tonight. Pitchers very, very good, the starters. Roy Halladay is going to lead this game after 6 innings. He dodged some bullets early and then really got command of curveball and changeup as the game went along, and did a very good job tonight through 6 innings. Cesar Hernandez with a slicing 2-run double down the left field line gave the Phillies the lead in the second. Adam LaRoche, that was a big inning for Roy as he got out of a bases loaded, no out jam with just 1 run. And Jordan Zimmerman, big time pitcher, and he has been very, very good here tonight as the Phillies turn it over the bullpen. And first guy in is Zach Miner.
And Miner coming in with an ERA of 3.52. So Halladay strikes out 5. He walks 5. Well, he showed some real grit tonight after that first inning. His changeup was his best pitch tonight. There was no doubt about it.
He had 1 inning where his curveball was, and then after that his changeup took over, and he really dominated with it.
Denard Span will lead it off. Span is 1 for 2. He popped out his first time up, or last time up, I should say, and he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Two. Phillies trying to get 9 outs from their bullpen with a 1-run lead. In the dirt, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's soaking in every bit of this game. Got a well-worn glove. He's got a good seat and a good pitcher's duel.
Give me a ball, please.
Seriously. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and he pulls it foul. A little out in front of a changeup.
And in that front row, you never know.
Never know.
That's great. Those expressions are terrific.
Particularly when the unexpected happens.
Yeah.
Up high. Now it's 3-2. Phillies bullpen was pretty good in the month of August. We mentioned this a couple of days ago. But in August, their earned run average was about 3.5. They were 5-6. Early on, they weren't as good as they were the last couple weeks in the month. September hasn't been as good, but that was partly because of last night's ball game. They just could not get an easy inning. Over to first. Darren Ruff will take the big hop. That's the way to play it. 1 away. Well, these lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com.
Good job by Zach Miner to come back there and get out Span, who could run in a 1-run game at the top of the order. And it looked like he threw him a little sicker there, and he got him to hit the top of the baseball right to Darren Ruff.
Here's Ryan Zimmerman. He's 0 for 2, 2 for 11 in the series. Phillies will say so long to the Nationals until next weekend. That'll be the last 3 games in this season series. It's kind of interesting to look at where the 2 teams were a year ago at this time. Last year at this time, the Phillies were 65-71. Not a huge difference compared to this year where they're 63-76. But that guy's team, Davey Johnson, they were 83-52 and 7.5 games up in the division.
Yeah, they knew at this point last year they were going to postseason, and they were just basically trying to play better and get a good winning record at the end and be ready for postseason play. And they had a heck of a series right out of the chute.
Well, there you see the difference.
They lost a lot of games in the standings in 1 year. 20, 21.
That ball's hit well. Mayberry going back, and this ball game's going to be tied up. That's a towering home run by Ryan Zimmerman. So it's a 2-2 game here in the top of the 7th inning. And the 17th home run for Zimmerman.
What happens to high sliders a lot of times, the hitters like Ryan Zimmerman, they go a long way.
Well, that one certainly did. This is certainly going to be a battle of the bullpens over the last few innings. Halliday's already out. Zimmerman probably is going to be able to pitch another inning or so. Maybe 2.
Watch this spinner. See where it was supposed to be, and you see Carlos Ruiz put his head down right away. Guys like Ryan Zimmerman with his power, they will lose those baseballs.
Jason Worth is 0 for 2 with a walk. 0-1. Two balls, 2 strikes to Worth. Worth hits it back to the middle, off Minor, picked up by Utley, flips to first, dug out by Ruff. Oh, there are 2 outs. Saturday, when the Phillies take on the Atlanta Braves, the Goya Latino Family Celebration. We invite all of you to bring non-perishable food items to the game, especially Goya products, to benefit Philabundance. Food will be collected at all entrance gates. Every contributor will receive a ticket to a future Phillies game. That's a great opportunity. It's courtesy of Goya. Goya will match any food donations by fans collected at the game. Philabundance provides so much that is needed in the Delaware Valley, and Goya has been a great partner of the Phillies and of Philabundance when they've been trying to do different programs, whether it be the Halliday Family Foundation and the Fans Feeding Families program. Even during the offseason when we do different things with Philabundance, Goya is always involved. 2 outs for Adam LaRoche, and he takes a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. That is a shattered bat. It'll cash in for a base hit. So LaRoche is aboard his first hit of the evening. And with 2 outs, it'll bring Desmond to the plate.
He made a pretty good pitch on him there. He got a change up down and away, and just off the end of the bat broke it. Roach doesn't run all that well. See what they do with the outfield if they throw a no doubles up right now, because it's tie game in the 7th inning. Desmond's a notorious first ball swinger in these situations. You really want to stay away from a fastball that he can hit here. Pretty deep in the outfield.
And they start him off with a breaking ball. It's 1-0.
So the outfielders are trying to prevent, not total no doubles, but pretty deep, trying to prevent any kind of extra base hit. Although it's tough to score LaRoche.
Out to center field. It's not deep, but it's certainly playable. Hernandez is there. Side is retired. Time to stretch here at Citizens Bank Park. Zach Miner gives up a home run to Ryan Zimmerman. That has tied this ball game up. For Zimmerman, it was the 17th of the year. So it's 2-2 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning here in Philadelphia. One more time. What player did the Minnesota Twins select in the first round of the 2002 Major League Baseball draft?
Denard Span.
Denard Span is correct, Wheels. I was just about to throw you off a little bit. I was going to play a little possum. I was going to show that guy.
Yeah, but he's younger.
I know. I'm still going to try to throw you off.
No, thanks. That would have been good. I was thinking about him earlier, but Span was the one who's had the most, been around the longest.
Yeah, you're right.
Ben wasn't going to cut out. I don't know what year Ben was drafted.
Ben was 3 years later.
3 years later?
Okay. Leave.
Yeah.
May have been 4 years
later.
Yeah,
Ben's younger.
Ben's not doing anything. Let's get a mic on him and ask him when he was drafted.
He's walking around pretty good out there today.
He is walking around pretty good. In fact, he was moving around very well. 2007 was when Revere was selected in the first round. So 5 years later. Cody Ashley serves one to left. That'll drop for a base hit. Second hit for Cody Ashley. Well, Friday is a big night here at Citizens Bank Park. The Phillies will take on the Atlanta Braves to start a 3-game series, and then all fans 15 and older will wear that hat, compliments of Cabrini College, not compliments of Matt, but compliments of Cabrini College. Bernie, you never look so good out there, buddy boy.
Look at those
Mike
guys.
is definitely sweating with that hat on right now. It's not the weather that he would like to wear that hat. He'll wear it during football season, though. We know that. And Greg, you always have to keep that head covered up, buddy. It's a little cool in the wintertime. Cabrini College has been sponsoring those knit hat giveaways the last few years, and there's some great ones. That's a good one. Here's Mayberry with the game tied at 2. There's another close-up look at those hats.
And they're all over the press box tonight. That's how all our camera guys have them.
Charlie O'Gara, who is our camera operator behind home plate. He does not like to mess up his hair. That's why he's not wearing one of those hats. Swing and a miss. Well, no balls, 1 strike to Mayberry. There's Charlie. Look at, it's a perfect head of hair. Actually, Charlie would take it. If it was given to him, he would take it.
He has one. They're all over the place up here for these guys tonight. They were sorting them out a little while ago.
Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Andy Rabel, who is our third base camera operator, who a lot like myself has a very big head. We can't wear that hat. Just a little too tight, right, Andy? Yep. One pitch coming to Mayberry. Tries to check. They appeal. No swings. This is Gary Darling, the crew chief.
They tried to play hit and run earlier. Tough to do it right now. They think about it, but Mayberry swings and misses a lot. And he held up. Good call. Like to try and do it. Maybe get a first and third here late in the ball game to try and get a run. Tough hitter to do it with, though. Especially off this type of pitcher. He's a swing and miss guy.
Ooh, that'll help. That'll put runners on first and second. Mayberry hit by that pitch. And Roger Bernadina is due up. Well, that's an oddity for Jordan Zimmermann, even with his stuff and the fact he likes to pitch inside, because he's among the leaders. We take a look at our positive leaders. Among the leaders of the National League in percentage of strikes.
How about the last time he walked 2 straight batters was right here in this ballpark in the 7th inning on May the 6th of this year.
Wow.
Now, you know, you walk a guy, and a lot of times you walk another guy after that. It'll happen. It'll happen.
We saw it tonight. But
that's a long. Coming into the game tonight, 334 and 2/3 innings since the last time he walked 2 batters in a row. Certainly hasn't done it tonight either.
He and Kroll starts to throw in the pen. The Phillies have Franzen in the on-deck circle.
This is a bunt situation. I don't know whether Bernadina can bunt or not, and they may have to find out. He's at 73% tonight, 5% above his norm of strikes.
Bernadina bunts toward third. It is a foul ball.
That's where you want to bunt it. You don't want to bunt it to LaRoche because he's a really good thrower at first base, and he has a free run because they're not going to worry about Mayberry that much down there.
Good news is that you have good speed at second base. You have a good runner to get over to third, even though it's a force.
Right, and if you don't bunt it real hard right at somebody, they're not even going to think about trying to make a play over there.
Roger Bernadina has 9 career sacrifice bunts.
Cody was on the last time when Roy Halladay bunted, and LaRoche fumbled it when he came in, and then got Roy at first, set up the 2-run hit by Hernandez.
Bernadina bunts toward third. That's a beauty. Zimmerman picks it up and flips to first just in time. The sacrifice is successful.
Outstanding. And you could tell that he knows how to bunt, and that he was committed to it, and wasn't one of those guys who went up there and said, "What are you making me bunt for?" And he did a real good job, and he makes the third baseman field the ball. That's what you want here. Make him come in and leave third base unoccupied, and now you make the play at first. You get just what you wanted out of that. Good job.
So now Kevin Franzen has been introduced as a pinch hitter. Steve McCaddy will stroll out to the mound to talk to Zimmerman. Mentioned they have Kroll warming up in the bullpen.
7th inning on the road. Let's see what they do with their infield too when they settle back down. Whether or not they're going to give up the go-ahead run, which you wouldn't think they would do. You think they would play it in.
Coming up tonight on Sports Night, highlights of this ball game, and find out what advantage the Eagles may have versus the Redskins. Jimmy Mel with Sports Night tonight after postgame live only on Comcast Sportsnet.
it in. Two-out runs are hard to score, so you wonder if they would go on contact here.
Ashe off third, Mayberry off second. The pitch to Franzen. He was looking first pitch fastball, and he got a breaking pitch that he hits foul.
I've seen Ryan Sandberg manage that many games in these situations. Everybody has different ways of thinking about contact, whether or not you do it or you don't, when you do it, what part of the game. So we'll see if he hits a ground ball here.
0-2. Asked Sandberg today, I said, at what point in your first few games did everything start to come back to you as a manager? He said, pretty quick. He said it took a couple of days to adjust and get back into a certain mindset. He said, but I felt very comfortable even the first day I was standing there. So that first win certainly helped, that walk-off win against the Dodgers. The 0-2 pitch to Franzen, and he pulls it, picked up on one hop by Zimmerman. He comes home and he gets Ashe.
They were going on contact.
Yeah, they were.
That's an amazing play by Zimmerman, because that ball was hammered and it was a short hop.
So 5-2 on the put out at home, and that'll put runners on first and second.
Here it is. Bullet. One hop, a short, well, it's kind of a longer hop than I thought, but still, that's still a tremendous play. Going on contact and out by plenty. Ramos came up real quick, and Mayberry staying at second base right there. What he has to do, well, he's still in scoring position. He can't take any chances that he's out of third. So in his opinion there, he can't advance to third, because he's still there in scoring position.
Well, now they'll leave it to Hernandez, who has the 2 RBIs tonight for the Phils, with 2 on and 2 outs. 1 ball, no strikes.
They are really cheating the other way on him right now, after he's hit that ball twice down the left field line, and second time kept it fair. Look how much of an overshift with all the room in right center field.
Ground ball right side, and LaRoche can't get to it. Lombardozzi does. Zimmerman picks it up on one hop.
Gee.
Wow, what a play! That is a remarkable play on both ends. And the side is retired here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Boy, did they make 2 great defensive plays in that inning.
Well, athleticism certainly abounds. Lombardozzi got to it, just threw it to an area, and Zimmerman somehow concentrated enough to get his foot on the bag and find the ball.
What a play here by Zimmerman, and they get Cody Ashe going on contact at home plate. Terrific play by Zimmerman, has had so much trouble throwing. This is unbelievable right here. There's no way Zimmerman can catch that ball at first base. Watch his head fly out of there. But to his credit, he reached down, he timed it. That for a pitcher to be that athletic covering first base, that's just outstanding on his part. And those are Hyundai defensive plays of the game, both by guys named Zimmerman.
One with an extra N on his last
Yeah.
name. I couldn't help but watch Jason Worth's reaction coming in from right field. I mean,
it's a great play. You know, first of all, it looked like a hit. And then without LaRoche at first, you think you got to hit a moving target from that far away on a short hop. You won't see that too often.
Well, now Jake well, you're going to see that play often for the next 24 hours. So now Jake Diekman will take over for the Phils as we go to the 8th inning.
And Mayberry, who had not advanced to third base on that contact play that we talked about, would have scored on that play anyway, because that thing was going to get away from Minor, and he was already 3/4 of the way down. If he doesn't somehow catch that, that thing's going to go all the way to the dugout.
You're right. I didn't see where Ramos was as far as the back goes, but home plate was open.
He was going to try. He was going to do his best, but there's nobody hanging around. Anyway, just two great defensive plays.
Well, recently for the Phillies, B.J. Rosenberg and Jake Diekman have gotten the job done. Even though Rosenberg was on the mound last night when an inherited runner scored, he has 11 straight scoreless appearances to Diekman's 10. Three balls and no strikes. Ball 4, so he just walked Wilson Ramos on 4 pitches.
It's hard to do with him, too, because he's a free swinger.
Brings Scott Harrison to the plate, and it's time for the Major League Notebook. Murph?
All right, thanks a lot, Tom. Brought to you by Gwynedd Mercy College. And the Toronto Blue Jays have shut down slugger Jose Bautista for the remainder of the season with a bone bruise in his leg. It's the second straight year that Bautista didn't finish the year. The outfielder has been dealing with that issue since about the All-Star break, and the Blue Jays just taking it easy on him, want to shut him down and get him healthy for next year. And Yankees manager Joe Girardi, well, he has turned lobbyist. He is trying to convince his Hall of Fame closer, Mariano Rivera, to come back for one more season. He said, you look at his numbers, he knows he could do it again. Now, Rivera was asked about it, and he said, nope, I'm still shutting it down after this year. I am retiring. But Girardi said, can't hurt to ask. And he says, I'm going to continue to ask all through the winter. So you never know if he might have a change of heart come January. We'll wait and see.
Well, he already did have a change of heart last year, but that was partly because of the injury. He does seem like he could be effective for as long as he wants to be. 1 ball, no strikes to Hairston, who showed bunt on that first pitch.
I mean, they could take it off now that he just gotten ahead in the count, hitting off a left-handed pitcher. Unless they really want to get him over, it's surprising they would waste Hairston in a bunt situation.
Low and in, 2 balls, no strikes.
This is what Diekman had problems with for a long time, and had really gotten past it. And now comes in throwing a lot of balls, and they're going to come talk to him.
A couple nights ago, Cole Hamels, as you see with the last time Hairston sacrificed, Cole Hamels really kept Hairston off balance in such a big way. And Hairston, up until that point, really had owned Cole Hamels.
Yeah, well, he didn't get that fastball to hit the other night the way he had in other at-bats against Cole.
2 balls, no strikes.
He showed it again. They're going to move over just in case, and he showed it. Which, if you're going to bunt, why not show it? Who cares? You're going to bunt.
And he does bunt back to the mound. Diekman gets the throw to first. Remember earlier this year he had a little bit of trouble with that. Sacrifice goes 1-3. And with 1 out, Lombardozzi's due up. Pitcher spot is up after Lombardozzi. Tyler Moore's come out of the on-deck circle.
Lombardozzi, not much difference. There's Tyler Moore, not much difference right or left hand as they turn him around. 257 right-handed coming in with a homer. 256 left-handed coming into the game tonight with a homer.
Fouls a 98-mile-an-hour fastball back. It's 0-1. Roy Halladay started tonight for the Phillies. He went the first 6. A lot of run on 3 hits, 5 walks. And it was Zach Miner. Coburnus leads off second. Now 2-1.
Yeah, they have to pay attention to him down there. He's very fast, and he has been looking back at him.
There he goes. Pitches outside and no throw by Ruiz. He couldn't get a handle on it. So a stolen base puts a runner at third and the count 3-1 to Lombardozzi.
That's what you're afraid of, that he would run there because he can fly. And he timed it. Steals third base. There he goes. See, Carlos Ruiz reaches in. He could, well, there it was right there. It was starting to slip out of his hand. So don't throw it.
So now the infield is in here in the top of the 8th. He's been a strikeout pitcher lately.
He's just come to chase ball 4 there.
Stammen's the right-hander. Kroll is the left-hander.
You would think Clippard's available tonight. All the pitches he's thrown the first 2 games.
Chopper back to the middle. Utley backhands, comes home with it, not in time.
That's why you go on contact.
And the Nationals take the lead. It's 3-2.
If you happen to hit a ball left or right of a guy, you're going to score a run with a fast runner like that on contact. In the Phillies case, they tried it. They hit a BB right at Zimmerman, and the throw to the plate got him. Utley has no chance there. Tried.
Well, it's a fielder's choice, an RBI.
Here it is. See where he is, and when the ball goes in that spot, look how quickly he got off third base. He has no shot because he can't get anything on it. Plus, he even bobbled a little bit.
Threw it on the run too.
Yeah, that's the whole idea of the contact play, is unless it's hit right at somebody, you have a chance to score a run on the play. Looks terrible when it's hit right at somebody and the guy's out by 30 feet. But in that case, if they don't go on contact, Utley catches that, freezes him at third, throws him out at first. There's 2 outs. They did a nice job bleeding out a run here without a hit.
Yeah, the leadoff walk, the sacrifice, a stolen base, and a ground ball.
That's a really good run for a team that wanted to be a lot better than they are. Oh, that leadoff walk. And that's the thing Jake's been staying away from.
Runner goes. Ooh, and he stopped. Breaking ball, and Moore is struck out. And there's 2 outs here in the 8th. And that'll bring Denard Span to the plate. Jake Diekman has pitched with so much confidence since the 1st of August. Still hasn't allowed a hit in this inning.
Stolen base really hurt him. Made him bring the infield in, let them run a contact play, and they've taken the lead with it.
Phillies still have 2 more at bats though against a Nationals bullpen that's not going to feature Tyler Clippard in the 8th inning. They do have Soriano in the 9th. Looks like it's going to be Kroll with Rollins, Utley, and Ruiz due up in the bottom of the 8th.
It's been like a lot of left-handed hitters lately off Diekman is just not comfortable. Now he has him set up to throw slider away and strike him out or get him out on something weak. Oh, they're going to go fastball away.
Runner goes. Pitch is taken for a strike. Throw to second. Doesn't matter. It's a called strike 3. And the side is retired. A run does score without a base hit. A walk, a sacrifice, a stolen base, and then a ground out. And the side, I believe, is retired. Finally, Chris Conway convinces everybody on the Nationals that the strike was called and that was the final out.
Called him out.
Middle of the 8th, Nationals 3 and the Phillies 2. By Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEFF-NOW for an appointment. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most innovative lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Scott Hairston stays in the ballgame to play left field for the Nationals. Solano's in to catch because Colbert has come on a pinch run for Wilson Ramos, and that paid off. And now Ian Kroll takes over. 29th game for Kroll. They'll face Rollins with the Phillies down 3-2 here in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch is a strike. They're deep in the outfield, aside from Worth, who on the offside is in his normal spot. And Zimmerman's hugging that line at third. Rollins hits it the opposite way, foul, 0-2. That was a pretty funny exchange. Chris Conroy, the home plate umpire, was trying to convince the coaches for the Nationals that, yeah, he did call it a strike.
He finally looked over at him and he gave the strike sign again. Like, yeah, he's out. He pointed at Span. Like, yeah, I called him out.
Tony Tarasco was wondering. Trent Jewett, the third base coach, I don't know if he was wondering it as much. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Rollins. And a called strike 3. Got him with a breaking ball. And one away. Now you've got lefty on lefty with Chase Utley coming up. Papelbon is loosening in the pen. Figure he'll come in to pitch the top of the 9th inning, even with the Phillies down by 1. Off day tomorrow. Breaking ball, and it's 0-1 to Chase. Chase is 2 for 3. To Major League Scoreboard, the Giants all over the Padres 13-5. Pablo Sandoval has pulled a World Series moment. 3 home runs against the Padres.
In that ballpark.
Oof. A little shorter now, though.
A little shorter, but still. It's big. That's a big yard. Either one of them. San Diego or.
Oh, man, that ball was scorched by Utley.
Cole's trying to figure out how to miss it.
3-hit night for Chase.
First of all, he thinks he should catch it, which is that ball would have caught him. He wasn't going to catch it. Watch this. Bam. Now, right, you're going to catch that. Here he goes. Just get out of the way. And he's acting like he should have caught it. Like, how'd I miss that? The question is, how'd the ball miss him?
That was a hard hit ball by Chase Utley. Short swing. So Kroll is done. Matthews, the right-hander, is coming in to face Carlos Ruiz. So pitching change for the Nationals. The Phillies down 3-2. They've got the tying run aboard. This is an AT&T call to the bullpen here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Nationals 3 and the Phillies 2. And under receive the Ben Revere growth chart. It's a full-size, colorful growth chart. Compliments of the New Jersey Education Association. There it is right there. You can order your tickets at Phillies.com. Plenty of seats available for Sunday's matchup between the Phils and the Braves. It is not Ryan Matthews. It's Craig Stammen who's the new pitcher for the Nationals. With a runner at first, Carlos Ruiz the batter. Ruiz takes a strike. It's 0-1. So Kroll retires one hitter here in the 8th and then allows the single. Stammen 7-6. He's allowed 4 home runs this year. Chase went into the dugout during the break and had a few words for guys about the pitcher, Craig Stammen. He always knows what the pitcher has to offer. It doesn't matter if he's up or not. He'll always provide the advice if it's needed. He watches so much footage and he studies these guys so often. Back toward the middle, and that sneaks into center field. A base hit. Utley's around second, heading to third, and he'll get there easily.
Big time play by Chase Utley. Running the bases, knowing where the outfielders are. They're a little deeper right now, preventing against extra base hit. Playing Carlos a little bit the other way. He knows when that ball's hit that he can get to third. Watch him. See how deep span is? He knows that. Right away, he takes one peek at him. Watch him here. Now look at him take a look. Right there. And off he goes. See, I got third base. That's just tremendous. That's a baseball player who does those kind of things. You know, they know how to play the game right. Plus, he can run.
He can run.
Yeah, a lot of guys can see that, but they can't get to third.
Hasn't been an issue at all this year. So now Darren Ruff with runners on first and third. Throw him another breaking pitch. They've been throwing a lot of them tonight. It's 0-1.
Yeah, he's really having trouble with that hard slider from right-handed hitters, right-handed pitchers. Zimmerman wore him out with it earlier. Liked him going after that first pitch, though, because he's trying to get something to drive to tie this thing.
Now he lays off.
I'd say going after that first pitch, thinking about going after that first pitch, but if you don't recognize it's a breaking ball out of the zone, then it's not such a good thing. But don't be passive if you got a fastball to hit.
1 ball, 1 strike to Ruff. He got a fastball, and it's 1-2. Not many opportunities for Ruff so far.
Oh, he showed him slider away and fastball in. He has both sides of the plate. Oh, what a play by the catcher. Call a slider. You have to anticipate it in the dirt. He certainly does. Drops right down. And look the way he holds a glove. That's an outstanding play.
Swing and a miss. It gets away. Here comes Utley. Out at the plate.
What?
Wow. It looked like his hand got in there.
Oh, it did. Wow.
Ruff is struck out. Utley is tagged out.
What a play by Solano, though, to get back there to even make a play out of it.
Ryan Sandberg comes out to talk to Chris Conroy about that play.
He's saying he had him.
He waited a long time to see if Solano held onto the ball. Utley breaks on the inner half. Boy, from that angle, it looked like his hand was at the plate. This is going to be the decisive look for us. So he got him.
He's tagging him where it looks like he's tagging him. He's out.
Chase Utley can't believe it. The 8th inning comes to a close. The Nationals lead it by 1. The catcher for the Washington Nationals. Solano hesitated for a moment, looking for Stammen, and then decided to head to the plate. And did he get him? This is awfully close. Look at this, right there, he got him.
Good call.
Wow. And Chris Conroy, the home plate umpire, kept his eye on it.
Cannot believe Solano got to the plate that quickly. That was a remarkable play by the catcher, and a great base running play by Chase Utley, and a good call by the umpire. Everybody did their job there.
Well, Davey Johnson said last night that last night's game certainly didn't look like a game that a team that was battling for a playoff spot would play, meaning his team. Obviously the Phillies struggled last night, but tonight his team has made some exceptional defensive plays.
Last 2 innings, they saved the game for themselves with tremendous defense in the last 2 innings.
Jonathan Papelbon will start off the top of the 9th inning against Ryan Zimmerman. First pitch, a fastball. It's 0-1. Trying to keep this at a 1-run game. Papelbon's 53rd ball game.
Last night was just a terrible game. This one's really good tonight.
Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Give some credit to Charlie O'Gara, our cameraman up here. We made fun of him before for not wearing the hat. If he wore the hat, he wouldn't have been able to keep an eye on that play at the plate. That was a great shot.
Great shot.
Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Still can't believe Solano got there from as far away as he was. And Utley slid to the front of home plate, too. He tried to get as far away from him as he could and then put his hand on the outside part of the plate. Tremendous play by that catcher. And he had blocked the ball in the dirt right before that.
Think Ramos would have been able to make that play?
No.
I don't know if he would have been quick enough to get back there.
Yeah, and you don't know if it would have bounced that far away or maybe further away because he was having more trouble blocking them last night.
Well, Papelbon trying to keep this at a 1-run game. Give the Phils a chance at the bottom of the 9th inning. It'll be Ashe, Mayberry, and Bernardino in the bottom of the 9th inning. They see a pinch hitter there at some point. Out of play again to the right. Remains 1-2.
Phillies finishing up this run of 20 straight games tonight, and it started with a lot of the wins here in this ballpark in late innings. Well, they're going to try it again tonight, and just tremendous defense by the Nationals the last 2 innings that kept this game where they're ahead.
That guy will get a chance to start it off in the bottom of the 9th right there, Cody Ashe. Swing and a miss, 1 away. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Had a little extra giddy up on it tonight. And here comes Jason Worth. That's the last time the Phillies fans, unless they head to Washington, could boo Jason Worth this year. Out toward left center field. Hernandez will play it on a hop. And that'll be a base hit for Jason Worth. It's his first of the night, his 3rd of the series. And that'll bring LaRoche up. LaRoche is 1 for 3. The Nationals are scoreboard watching. They're looking at Cincinnati, where the Cardinals and the Reds are tied at 3 in the bottom of the 9th inning. They trail that wild card spot, that second one, by 7.5 games. side, so it's 3-1 to LaRoche. Davey Johnson said about last night's game, he said it's one of the uglier games I've seen.
Yeah, that's true.
Not how you're going to win pennants. He's going to have a different feeling about tonight's game, I would think.
Well, yeah, they made big time plays, and you know they have to get 3 more outs, and the Phillies have been very good here at home lately, so it's certainly far from over. But the plays they've made in the 7th and 8th innings saved the game for them at this point. Now they'll probably run here.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Worth on first.
He strikes out a lot, does LaRoche, but it's a really good running situation. Try and get a runner and get Worth into scoring position with 2 outs.
Nope. He doesn't go. And the pitch is chopped foul.
I guess he just strikes out so much and they have the lead, they're not going to run here.
Every time the Phillies pitchers retired the opposition 1-2-3, which the Phillies did back in the 3rd. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports, giving you all your favorite sports all year long. Fly ball left field, playable for Mayberry or Hernandez. It's Mayberry in short left. And there are 2 outs. Worth backpedals to first. For years, StubHub has been the place to find great Phillies tickets. And this season, you can get more with your tickets thanks to StubHub Fan Rewards. So get to StubHub and grab your seats today. Ian Desmond is due up. There goes Worth. Pitch is taken for a strike. The throw to second not in time. Well, Jason had Papelbon timed perfectly on that. There's no chance for Ruiz to throw him out.
Yeah, and he picked that slow breaking ball to run on too. Watch. He got the great jump, straight steal, and it was slow to the plate, both Papelbon and the pitch.
In the dirt, Ruiz blocks it. Heck of a job there. It's 1-1.
Worth used to like to steal third. The Phillies fans remember that. This year, he's tried it once, made it once. Not that big a deal to steal third, though, of course, with 2 outs.
Broke his back, ground ball left side. Ashe hurries, gets on the grass, throws to first. Side is retired. He gives the Phils a chance in the bottom of the 9th inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left in scoring position. Ashe, Mayberry, and Bernardina, they're due up. Game. We had a few of them lately. In the 8th inning, of course, for the Nationals, Scott Hairston lays down a beautiful bunt. That moves the runner up into second base. That's Cobertis. And then Cobertis steals third. Ruiz couldn't get a grip of the ball, so he's only 90 feet away. And then Lombardozzi puts bat on ball, chops one toward the middle. Utley tries to get him at the plate. The throw is wide. It wouldn't have been in time anyway. Cobertis was going on contact. And that tied the ball game up at 2, and then eventually, or gave the Nationals the lead at 3-2. Eventually, the Phillies had a chance to tie it up in their half of the 8th, couldn't do so. That's our W.B. Mason delivery of the game, and now we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. And Rafael Soriano just soft tossing out there on the mound. He's on to try to close out the Phillies here in the 9th. He saved last night's ball game, his 37th of the year. So he'll face Cody Ashe, John Mayberry, and Roger Bernardina is due up third. And we'll see what Ryan Sandberg decides to do. Time for the rally hats. Phillies have had some rallies here at home recently. They have 32 come from behind victories here in 2013. In a season where they only have 63 wins, 32 come from behind wins.
Yeah. Sitting here tonight on 2 runs again, though. That's been one of their huge problems this year, is not scoring. You get 2 runs, though, in this inning, you'll be just fine.
So Ashe leads it off against Soriano. First pitch is over for a strike at 93. Trying to get a base runner early here to give the Phillies a chance.
They're playing the ultimate prevent defense here in the 9th inning, where the outfielder is all the way back, as you see there, and guard the line on the pull side. You're going to get an extra base hit. You're not going to get it the conventional way when you have that kind of defense.
Inside, 2-1.
This guy will throw a lot of cutters. Not much in the way of soft stuff with him. Fastball, sliders, cutters.
Off the end of the bat, it's now even 2-2. Ashe tonight has singled twice. He has scored a run. Grounded out in his other at bat. Now the 2-2 pitch to Ashe. In the air to right center field. Worth was deep, and can he track it down? He does.
They put him out there like that.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, well, the idea is to play real deep and cut off the alleys and take the ball in front of you for a base hit. And he makes a tremendous play because he's a great outfielder. But look how deep he is when the inning starts. I mean, he's way out here. And now when the ball's hit into the alley, into this air, he's going to get there. You know, it's just, it was a proper defense to play, and hey, the last 3 innings, a lot's gone right for them, and they've made a lot of it go right too.
Phillies have hit a lot of balls hard in these last few innings, but nothing to show for it. 1 out here in the 9th.
That was impressive by Cody Ashe. That's a double all the time, except when you're in a prevent no doubles defense like that.
Mayberry takes strike 1.
And you have a guy with his wingspan out there in right field.
Yeah, if he was up 10 more feet where he would normally be, he probably wouldn't have caught that
No
ball.
chance. He can't get to that. Not where it was hit. It was hit right in the alley. Do the same thing in the outfield, and then of course they'll put Zimmerman now on the line at third on the pull side, like that.
on Bardozzi, backhands. And there are 2 outs. Well, they are going to let Bernardina hit here. Bernardina getting a chance to face his former team. Phillies haven't shown anybody the on-deck circle just yet.
It's interesting what they're doing now with their ex-teammate. They're guarding the line on both sides and figuring they're going to pitch him away. And if he happens to squirt one down the third baseline, they're not going to allow that to be an extra base hit. So they put Zimmerman there.
Up the first base line, and that will roll foul.
And then if he does that and he happens to get one down the first base line, they're going to have LaRoche in place. So normally you don't see a guy's guarding the line on both sides like this. Very unusual.
Kratz is on deck now for the Phils. Bernardina's 0 for 2. He had a sacrifice his last time up.
Everything's away to him. That's why they put Zimmerman on the line at third.
And a called strike 3 right down the chute, and the Phillies go down in order here in the 9th inning as the Nationals come from behind to win it 3-2. A little different than last night. They played exceptional defense the last several innings, and that helps Jordan Zimmerman to the victory tonight and Rafael Soriano to the save. 3-2 the final score. Our Chevrolet player of the game was Jordan Zimmerman, who outdueled Roy Halladay tonight. 7 innings, 2 runs.
He did a really good job out there, and he gave up the 2 runs in the 1 inning. And he got his strikeouts. He hardly ever walks anybody, so that shouldn't be a surprise. He did walk 1 batter tonight. They had very good defense early behind him, and he made the defensive play of the game for them, really, when you think about it. Right here. Look at him cover first base and somehow reach down and grab that baseball on the short hop when the tying run would have scored. Just a tremendous play by Zimmerman. Pitched great. He made a great defensive play. He's our Chevrolet player of the game.
So the Nationals take 2 of 3 for the Phillies. Again, they're still battling for a playoff spot. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this.